Hello, I'm the art teacher. Welcome to my salon or my art studio. In any case, I'm going to be teaching you today an origami crane. Some people call it piece crane. Some people just call it just an origami crane. Lots of history to it, but let's get to it. Okay, first thing, if you're doing origami, I always like to go into the elements of art and principles of design. The elements of art for origami: line, shape, and form. The color, value, texture, and space can be used if you add things to it, which is perfectly fine. But for me, just a one piece of paper, one color, line, shape, and form. Sometimes the origami is very flat, so it's just shapes. Sometimes it has form. And the principles of design, I usually go with balance or contrast. Depending on how you use the model, you might use emphasis, movement, pattern, rhythm, or unity. Okay, so we're making the crane, origami crane. I looked online and I found within minutes 4 different diagrams which are basically all the same. So it's easy to find this. This is one of the most popular origami models out there. So just find one online, go with it. If you can't follow my video directions, there are other video directions out there. So just stay with it and you'll be able to get it in no time. It's one of the most popular things out there in origami. Okay, so you start off with a piece of square paper, and it's an 8.5 inch square. It could be smaller, it could be bigger. So this is how I do it, how I fold it. So let's see how you can do it. Now, this is kind of more, it's not simple, it's more like low intermediate. So let's see if you can follow along. Remember, you can pause at any time to catch up. I'm going to make a square base by taking the bottom to the top on a diamond looking shape. Now look how I do this. I'm holding it with the pointer fingers and I'm using my thumbs to go straight down and then off to the side. If your hands aren't big enough to do that, obviously just you do one at a time. I open it up. There's a valley fold. I do a quarter turn, bottom to top, just like that. When I open it up, you should have valley fold vertical, valley fold horizontal. It should spin like a top. Okay. Take the whole thing, turn it over. You now have a mountain fold. It comes up, mountain. I'm going to do a book fold where I fold it like a book. Match up the points. Crease it. Open it up. There should be a valley fold here. I'm making a quarter turn. So now the valley fold is horizontal. I'm going to do another book fold. Now, if you already know how to do a square base, all you needed to do is for me to say square base, and you should be able to do this relatively quickly. Now, I'm going to open this up, turn it like a diamond. This diamond here stays flat, whereas this point comes to the center, this point comes to the center, and then you squash fold this, and now you have a square base. Okay? Now this has an open end and a closed end. So keeping it like this, I'm going to zoom in a little closer so you can see it. With the open end here, I'm going to take the 2 raw edges here. This is a folded edge here. This is the raw edge here. There's no fold. There's 2 of them. I'm going to take those and line it up. Look how I do this too. I'm curling the paper. I'm going to line them up to the center line. Crease it. Do the other side. Same as that. If you can do 1, then you can do 4, because that's what you'll need to do. 2 on this side. Turn it over. 2 on this side. Lining it up. Crease it. Take this one, line it up. Crease it. And you try to make all the creases as even as possible and as neat as possible. Now that I have this triangle here, I'm going to fold it backwards. And look at that nice pointy part here. And then I'm open it up, fold it the other way. And I want it to have these nice crisp points right there. Okay, open this up. Now I take this flap, the left flap and the right flap open. I take one layer of paper. I'm not going to curl it up. I'm going to keep it straight here. I'm going to lift it straight up and over. Now look at the side view. See? This stays flat. So as it opens up, it looks like a bird's beak. Open it up. And I'm using the lines that are already there to help do this. Lift it up. And shape it so it looks like this. This is called a petal fold. A petal fold. Now if you can do this, you can turn it over and do the same thing on this side. You lift it up, make sure that triangle stays flat. Lift it up, all the way back. When I first learned how to do this a long time ago, I thought it was just so hard. And now it's super easy for me. So if it's hard for you, don't worry, you'll be able to get it. Just stick with it and keep trying. Okay, this is called a bird base. You can make a lot of things with this. I have a video on how to make a flapping bird with this. Lots of things you can do with this. Now, here's the part that's going to be kind of, I don't know, I wouldn't say tricky, but here are the split part at the bottom. This is the bottom. The wings are at the top. I'm going to take this piece here, and there's a folded edge. There's two flaps. I'm going to take the folded edge and fold it to the center. But I'm going to leave a little space. There's a hairline space right there. So it's not actually to the edge, it's just a hairline space. I'm going to do both sides. And there's a reason for that. And that's when you get down to the last folds, it'll give space to kind of, it will help it not crinkle up so much. So once you have that done, turn it over, do the same thing again. Take this folded edge, and notice how my fingers are rolling it over. And again, you want to leave just a hairline space, and I will actually give you a close-up here so you can see that. See how it's not quite touching? Right there. Leave a little space. Okay, now that you have this, we're very close to being done. Take this flap, left flap, open it up, and I'm going to take this pointy piece here, and I'm going to fold it up as far as it will let me, which should be all the way. Okay? I close it, and that's going to help us make a reverse fold. This is an easy way, I think. Do the right flap over. This pointy part here goes up. Close it. Now that you have this, you just reach in for this triangle piece, pull it out however far you want. You don't want to go too far. I like going to where this point here is, just like that. I'm going to do the same thing to the back end. Now what you did was called a reverse fold, because what was a valley fold is now a mountain fold. Look at this. This was a valley fold, but then by opening this up, pulling it up, it now is a mountain fold. That's why they call it a reverse fold. I am now going to do a reverse fold for here, right there, for the head. So all I do is put my thumb inside, pinch it a little bit, pull it down. See? I put my thumb right there, pinch it, pull it down, and then fold it back. And that creates the head. And there is the peace crane. Now if you want to open it up, watch this. You take this. I'm putting my fingers all underneath it here, and slowly, carefully, I'm pushing up here, see? I carefully open this up. And there I have my peace crane. And there's lots of stuff there's lots of story behind this. Lots of things you can do with this piece crane, but I don't have the time to do that right now. So I'm going to leave this with you, and you can make them super small. And if you do that, they're like really small little cranes. You can leave them all over the place whenever you go someplace, or you can just give them and watch people smile. It happens all the time. All right, that's it for me, and happy folding.